Hello, everyone, and welcome to the English Language Podcast. I am so genuinely excited to have you here today. In our last video, we started talking about a fundamental shift in how we approach learning. We talked about a new way to learn English, not just by studying it in a textbook, but by living it, by breathing it, every single day. And your amazing response showed me just how ready you are to change the way you think about language. It's just time to stop being a passive student of English and start being an active part of it. Today, we're going even deeper. We're going to talk about a very common and very real fear that holds so many of you back. It's a fear that can stop you in your tracks, a fear that can make you feel small, and it is the fear of speaking. But before we dive into the solutions, I want you to close your eyes for a second, if you can, and just think. Think about a time when you were in a situation where you absolutely had to speak English. Maybe it was at a job interview you really wanted, a professional meeting with international colleagues, or even a casual chat with a new friend you were hoping to connect with. Did you ever prepare a sentence in your head, maybe for a simple conversation, and then when the time came to speak, the words just disappeared? They vanished. Your mind went completely blank. You could feel the silence, and you could feel the pressure of the moment on your shoulders. It felt like you were frozen, unable to move forward, unable to say a single word. If your answer is yes, then I want you to know this: you are not alone. This is not a weakness. This is a feeling almost every single language learner experiences, from beginners to advanced students. But I want to change your perspective on that moment. That moment of silence, that moment of fear, is not a failure. It is, in fact, an opportunity. It is a sign that you have reached a pivotal point in your learning journey. A point where your brain is ready to shift from simply thinking about the rules of a language to actually using it. This is your moment to make a change. The Living English method is not just about memorizing vocabulary lists or drilling grammar rules. It's about building a new home for your thoughts, a home where you feel comfortable and confident in English. We're going to build your fluency brick by brick. Not by trying to memorize the entire dictionary, but by actively using the words in real-life situations. We're going to use the language as a practical tool for communication, not as an academic subject to be mastered on a test. Forget the old way of learning. We're going to change our approach to a more active, and more real, way of communicating. Now, let us talk about the first big myth that has held countless learners from ever reaching their full potential. This is a myth that has probably been passed down through generations of students, and it's time to break it for good. The myth: I need to know every grammar rule before I can speak. Let me say this as clearly as I possibly can. This is the biggest lie you've ever been told about language. It is a belief that is holding you prisoner. It's time to let it go. I want you to repeat this after me, out loud, right now. I am not a walking grammar book. I am not a walking dictionary. My goal is to communicate, not to be perfect. Think about this logically. When a baby learns to speak their native language, do they study grammar? Do they read textbooks on sentence structure or verb conjugation? Do they worry about verb tenses? No. They listen, they imitate, and they make a lot of mistakes. And that's the beautiful part. That is the secret. Every mistake is a step forward. Every single time you say something wrong, you are one step closer to saying it right. You are trying. You are moving. The fear of making mistakes is the biggest barrier you will face. So, I want you to embrace every single mistake as a sign of progress. It means you're trying, and that's all that matters. Let me give you a very common example. Think about the verb to go. Simple, right? But it changes in the past, went. Don't just memorize, go went. Understand its purpose. It connects your present to your past. It's a tool for you to tell a story about something that has already happened. I want you to try something right now. Say this sentence out loud with me. Yesterday, I went to the store. Now, try to say it without went. Just use go. Yesterday, I go to the store. You see? It still works. People still understand you. They might hear a small difference, but the meaning is clear. The goal is communication, not perfection. You can always fix the grammar later. Focus on getting the message out first. Here's another example, the verb to be. It changes to am, is, or are. Try saying this, you're happy. Grammatically, it's incorrect. But do you understand what I mean? Of course you do. Now, try saying the correct version, he is happy. The point is, the message got through in both cases. Focus on getting the message out, and the small mistakes will fix themselves with practice and time. The most important thing is that you're speaking. The second big myth that we have to talk about, the myth, I need to have a perfect accent. This is another huge barrier that stops people from speaking. Your accent is a part of you. It tells a story about where you are from. It is a part of your identity. Many of my students say to me, but I don't sound like a native speaker. And I always say, why should you? The world is full of English speakers from all over, each with a unique and beautiful accent. The important thing is clarity, not sounding like you're from a specific country. You're not trying to be a copy, you're trying to be yourself in a new language. Your accent is a part of your identity, and it makes you unique. Think about this. Have you ever heard someone with an Indian accent, a French accent, or a German accent speaking English? Of course. And you understood them perfectly, right? Because they communicated. They lived the language, with their own unique style. In a global world, an accent is not a barrier, it's a bridge. So, embrace it. Practice speaking clearly, but don't try to erase who you are. The goal is to be understood, not to be perfect. Here's another important point that will help you. I want you to especially focus on this. When you learn new verbs, don't just learn walk, run, and eat. Learn how to use them in a sentence. Think about the context, the situation, and the people involved. Let's take the word eat. Don't just memorize the word. Think of your last meal. What did you eat? I ate a sandwich for lunch. Now, you've used the past tense. You've used the word lunch. You've put the verb into action. You've turned a single word into a piece of information, a full thought, a complete sentence. Let's try another one. The verb read. Say it out loud. Now, think about the last thing you read. Was it a book? A message? A news article? Now, create a sentence. I read a very interesting article this morning. You've just used the verb in its past tense, and you've added more information. You've moved from a word to a sentence, and that is how fluency is built. The third and final myth that we have to break, because it is holding so many of you back, the myth, I have to be in an English-speaking country to become fluent. This is a complete lie. This is an old way of thinking that is no longer true. You have a powerful tool right now, the internet. You have me, your English guide, and you have thousands of podcasts, movies, and songs. You have an infinite source of real, everyday English right in front of you, 24/7, wherever you are in the world. You can create your own English speaking environment. Every morning when you wake up, instead of thinking in your native language, try thinking in English. What will you eat for breakfast? What is the weather like outside? Don't translate from your native language. Just think in English. Here's a practical tip. Change the language on your phone, your computer, and your social media accounts to English. You'll be surprised at how fast you start picking up words and phrases just from your daily interactions with technology. Also, find a podcast or a YouTube channel you like and listen to it every day for just 10 minutes. It's a simple change, but it's a huge step forward. Every day, just for 5 minutes, try to narrate your life in your head in English. I'm going to the kitchen. I'm making coffee. The coffee smells good. It's that simple. We are going to move on from a more passive listening approach to a more active, living approach. In our next videos, we are going to start doing just that. We will use real-life scenarios to practice what we have learned. We will build on this foundation and create a journey for you from beginner to fluent speaker, a journey that you control, from anywhere in the world. This is not a race. This is a journey. And every step you take, no matter how small, is a victory. The only way to truly fail is to give up. So, don't give up. Take a deep breath. You can do this. Thank you for joining me today. I am so excited for you to start living English. See you next time.